this isn't just a little operation. This is a massive operation, and it is a decommissioned nuclear power plant?
Yes.
Like, who has that? Who's just like, oh yeah, no big deal. We just run a nuclear power plant. And what a spectacular opportunity for those who protect to be able to train in a way that they would never get to train anywhere else. Professional bull rider, professional poker player, now a dude who's helping actually protect police officers and members of our military all across the country. Guys, say hello to Brian. Brian, let's talk a little bit about who you are. Welcome, by the way.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
I probably should have told you that we'd be filming, because then I would have gotten a bottle of whiskey out of the deal, but whatever, you can make that up at happy hour.
I can do that.
So tell them all who you are.
I work for Government Training Institute. We train military and law enforcement. The primary focus of our company is getting the most real-to-life training into as many hands of law enforcement personnel as we can. Nothing watered down, actually put them through the runs that will actually teach them something, not all classroom, a lot of actual practical exercises. Actually get an S&S dump going so they actually have to fight their way through some of the body's natural responses when they're put in a high-stress situation.
How the hell did you get into this, given your storied background?
The company was actually started in 2003. My lifelong best friend, he started it with some very influential backers, so kind of went from a concept to very well funded. In 2005, they had a program that was teamed with one of the local universities through the Department of Homeland Security, State Homeland Security grant program. This is in very early inception, to be taught for the classification or the typing system for SWAT teams. Once that program broke, it really allowed agencies across the United States to get access to funding that really hasn't been available ever, or really since. That program, once that came online, he came and asked me, hey, you want to kind of go to a legit job? And so we got together and met and just kind of snowballed from there. It's been 13 years.
You and Vaughn, who we're also going to interview, are both pretty humble dudes. And when we sent a crew out to film with you guys for the first time, my guys were blown away. Like, this isn't just a little operation. This is a massive operation, and it is a decommissioned nuclear power plant?
Yes.
Like, who has that? Who's just like, oh yeah, no big deal. We just run a nuclear power plant. And what a spectacular opportunity for those who protect to be able to train in a way that they would never get to train anywhere else.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that training and the differentiator that GTI offers.
Yeah. That actually, GTI actually started in Idaho, but it was that Department of Homeland Security training that actually brought us to South Carolina. They had been sending teams all the way to Idaho because we were the only people with that program for that national response capability. And they finally got to the point like, this is costing us a fortune to send the guys across the country. Would you come over here? And we have mobile training teams. So we came over, we looked at the facility. It was actually being run by an economic development group, and then there's a couple businesses on site. So it's kind of funny, you have these little offices in this giant nuclear facility in the backdrop. We bought another facility about 20 miles away. So we had all of our CQB walls and everything inside, our classrooms, our weapons vault, all that at that location. But we would travel over to, which is now 750 acres, about 500,000 square feet of close quarter battle training. We've got a 135-foot nest sniper tower. It's the tallest in North America as far as we know. We're expanding our range out to 2,000 meters, but from nest you can shoot in about 1,500 meters in 180 degrees. We do driving training. We do tons and tons of tactical training. But it's a nuclear facility that it never went active. It got brought online. They tested some material, and the Carter administration shut it down. So a whole lot of money wasted because it was built privately. So it's really just a benefit to us now. It's a hardened facility, so it's actually a great target for assault teams to actually work through some real problems that, depending on where they're from, they're never going to see anything like it. Or if they're a very specialized team, they're not going to be able to train against something that they really would have to face other than with us.
That's wild. So let's talk a little bit about, guys who are in law enforcement and the military love their acronyms and their letters, right? So ATP, what's ATP all about?
Yeah, ATP, Asset Trading Program. So the reference with Vaughn is in 2015, he actually bought the entire company. And his background as a businessman and the way we got to know him, he was one of the companies that was on site. And he had a long-term contract with the Department of Energy, which is actually Savannah Riverside, which is right next to us. I mean, we are their border. And when he acquired us, he had been doing this concept. So Asset Trading Program was, if you don't have money but you have stuff, we can work that out. And so he introduced the idea to us. As in recent administrations, funding has become really, really bad and really hard for agencies. So they were drying up. So whether it was equipment or training, there's just no money. So with the program, basically an agency, they don't have any money, but they've got old seized weapons, they've got old service weapons, they've got utility trailers, they've got ambulances, fire, anything.
Ballistic helmets.
Dump
trucks.
You name it. And so because the misnomer is it's going to be guns or cars. We will take those, and we have some really cool shit from that. But it's so much broader stroke than that. And with that program, and we really set it up to be for those agencies to afford our training. And so as that had been released, it really started snowballing and morphing to where it is now. And again, it's still snowballing, but that program now involves a lot of vendors. So an agency wants to, trade in 10 ballistic vests, and they want to get, one of our vendors is Vortex. They want to get a Vortex optic. We'll give them a value for the vests. We'll go buy the product from Vortex. We'll take their vest as payment.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this very important question. Do you trade whiskey for sniper training? It's a fair, listen, you said you take anything. It's sort of like the used car deals, the push, pull, tow. You bring in a donkey and...
Sure. Well, and that's a different element. The donkey show, that's down the street.
Shameless plug time. How can people learn more?
You can check us out on the web, check us out on social media, but really www.gtitraining.org. That's our webpage. You can actually see all about GTI, the training center, and then obviously there's lots of links to classes as well as the asset trading program.
We're super excited with law enforcement today to 100% endorse these guys. We've checked out the courses, the programs. We've vetted them out extensively, talked to the people who have gone through the programs, did a ton of filming there. We're super excited to be partnered with you guys. So, brother, thanks for making the trip out to Connecticut. I hope I'm not glowing and radioactive after that handshake, but you said you never went online.
A little bit.
Guys, thanks for checking out the program. Thanks for watching and sharing. God bless America.